Welcome back, everybody, to Unconditional Surrender in Europe, game designed by Salvatore Vasta, published by GMT Games. This is the Cripple UK Collapse USSR campaign game. It's going fairly well for the Germans, I think, considering all the terrible weather and some of the bad die rolls they've had. We are going into, what are we going into? July of 1941. So it's his first fair weather turn in the summer of 41. So I'm expecting terrible things to happen to the Russians. And away we will go. There's no declarations of war. Britain's all the way up to a mighty 8. The Russians are at 24. The Germans, all of their guys stay there. They keep their 28 for themselves. We go into the strategic warfare phase for the Russians. +3 for the Germans, +3 for the Russians. And he goes ahead and plays his submarine. Trying to get the Russian, factories lost to help cripple the Russian economy. But he only rolled a 2 +3. I managed to roll 4 +3, which is a 7 down to a 4. So 5 to 4 is nothing happens. He rolls 2 for his subs, so they'll be back by September. Now it's +6 to my +0. I did not play my ultra. I didn't see a point to it. I probably should have. But he rolled a 1 +6 is a 7. I rolled a 6. So, hey, I got a factory back. I'll just lose it again soon. So, and then he strategically moves. He brought the Italian with the marker. He just moves up towards Narvik. He's going to take that before I can do anything about it. Soviets, did I? Yes. I thought about this really hard. I wanted to save one of the armies, either Kiev or Minsk. Minsk is more exposed, but Kiev allows him to get like a no enemy zone of control there. He walks across the river and then just pushes all the way across the Dnieper. So I went ahead and moved the guy in Kiev, and I felt I was going to lose a lot of armies in the north, so I put him up in front of Volkhov in the hopes that it will make a difference. And now we're in the Axis subphase. This airplane goes after there. I'm at -4. He's at +1. He's at +2. He took one sortie off, knowing he couldn't lose more than that. He rolled a 5 +2 is a 7, so I took 2 for that. Then this infantry goes 1, 2, 3. It's not the infantry, the armor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Attacking here. So we should have 4 movement points left. I think we're in combat commitment. I chose not to. And he did. He threw in an airplane. I think. There it is. So he rolled a 3 +5, which is an 8. I rolled a 1. So I flipped and retreated. He comes across. I don't think he throws an airplane on this one. I think he just takes me on at +4 to -2. We go to combat commitment just in case. He rolled a 1 +4 is a 5. So whatever I roll, I'm retreated. Unless I rolled a 6. So I'm retreated. He goes ahead and takes the hex and attacks with his last time. Again at +4. And he rolls a... he threw in the airplane? Why did he get to +6? Oh, there it is. He took the sortie finally. So now the Italian moves up. We go to combat commitment. He threw his tanks. I did not. So he's +3 to my 0. He rolled a 5. I rolled a 1. So I flipped. And then he attacks again at +1 to -2. Rolls a 7. Guaranteed taking it. Takes Vilnius. And it moves this garrison up to there. That garrison up to there. He's trying to surround me. This infantry to there. He's going to take Minsk way. That way, and he comes in. He's +3 to my 0. I did not. He did. He wanted to make sure he took it, so he threw us in his airplane. Or he threw us in his tanks marker. That's what it was. So now he's +5 to my 0. He rolled a 2 + 5 is a 7, and I rolled a 6. So I made him attack again. I don't think we committed. Neither I did not commit. I think he committed his airplane. Yeah. So now he's +5 to 0. He gets a 10. I get a 4. So I'm eliminated. I needed to roll 1 pip higher, and I would have just been flipped. And required him to have another infantry unit come over and kill me, but couldn't quite make the die roll. So next up. So this armored goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he should have 3 movement points left, attacking me at +6 to 0. Before he did that, he wanted to fly that airplane up because now legally he can fly to here because he draws supply through here. There's no zone of control. Down through here, and then on off to Germany. So he gets himself in position. And then he goes here. He gets 2 + 6 is an 8. I rolled a 5, so I'm flipped. He does it again. He's +6 to -2. And no matter what he rolls, I'm eliminated. So it doesn't really matter. He moves 1 movement point there. Now this is Germans coming across, and he just goes there and stops. We are counting again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This German comes up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, he tried to move his armored again, tried to push it. I said, no, go back. He wasn't sure how that happened either. So he takes another city. Now we're down here in the south. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He thought about it, and I think he ends up deciding not to move there. He goes down this way instead. Then he escorts, and I went ahead and tried to intercept him while I still could in C-Zone 13. If this works for me, this guy ends up staying in Danzig. Because he has to, or he couldn't go to Königsberg, but he ends up staying out of Norway for a turn. So I figured now was the time to try. Of course, I'm a 0 and he's a +1, so it's not a high probability. And I rolled a 3 + 1, and there's no way he can miss. He rolled a 7, so 7 to a 3. They take 2 sorties. He takes 1, so he comes back in 2 turns. I come back in 3. He lands in there. Then he goes. Moves the Romanian. He went like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I pointed out to him that if he went this way, he could have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then he could go 7, 8. So we let the Romanian do that. Next, he tried to fly his airplane there. I said, no, you can't land in an enemy zone of control. There. So he decided to run the Yugoslav up and then fly his airplane up there. And then I think he goes after my silly Russian airplane. Rolls a 2 + 1 is a 3, and I rolled a 6. So I did 2 sorties on him. He was like, that's horrible. And then he attacked at -1 to my -1. He rolled a 3 - 1 is a 2. I rolled a 6 again. So I'm devastating the German aircraft here. He goes ahead and thinks about moving a Romanian, ends up just saying, screw it, I'm going after you here. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to come across the river. Combat commitment. Both committed. So he threw in his airplane. I threw in mine. So he's a -3, and I'm a -2. So I could not do. Actually, I could have. It's like he was a -3. He could get a 6. I could, he could only take one sortie, but if he rolled a 6, he would get me. So he would have a chance of getting me. So I rolled to make sure that even if he'd rolled a 6, he wouldn't get 2. So we both got in. So he's +5. Oops. I'm +4. 2 for the tanks and 2 for the. I figured that was a really important hex. And so he rolled a 3 +5, which is an 8. I rolled a 6. 2 + 4, just enough. Took all my support to manage to get that total of 6. So he goes ahead and attacks one more time. I go ahead and run up the plane. He comes at me at 6 + 3 is a 9, and I rolled a 5. +2 is just enough to not have to retreat. Moves the Italian aircraft up, and then runs me up. Says, I'm not going to deal with that airplane no more. German infantry goes into Kiev. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or no, it's 4. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. I'm not sure now. Control T. Where did he come from? Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He can't attack me there from where he came from. Because it costs 1, 2. No, it costs 3 to attack me. That's right. So he just barely gets off an attack. That's right. It's 1, 2, 3. No, it costs 4 to attack that hex. He actually couldn't have made that attack. He rolled a 3, I rolled a 5, so it didn't matter. We held, but he shouldn't have made that attack. Then he comes up here to try and break the Knifer to the south, so I figured I'd throw my last tanks marker. He rolled a 6 + 1 is a 7. I rolled a 4, so it wasn't good enough. He got it crossed anyway. But he chose not to because he was worried about things. So this guy goes there, goes 1, 2. Goes 1. 1. Hello. Oops. Damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To surround me. And then he forms up a line. And I think he's getting low on production points here. He's down to 14. And he goes ahead and attacks. No, I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 from 28 should leave him at 11. Right. And then and the guy in the north, so that was down to 10. So he goes ahead and spends 2 here for the Panzer and says, I'm going to try to do the attack. So he's +3 to I throw in the plane. We were talking about which way to attack. He decided to attack this way, +3 to +2. He rolls a 5. And I rolled a 7. He attacked again, he rolled a 7. I rolled a 6. Attacked one more time, he rolled a 6, I rolled a 5. So all those attacks did nothing. And he spends his last point to move his air infantry up, then brings up a Yugoslav, another German infantry, thought about it, said, no, I don't want to go that low. So he left him back there because he wanted to do... we did some talking about where he wanted to spend his last production point. and it's going to be down here. We did some math, and he's like, "Oh my God, you have a chance of actually taking Basra if you attack the Iraqi." So I'm going to put the German there, and move the Turk down there, and get the Iraqi out of the way. So if he had not moved this German, I would have invaded. I would have been. I started off at +1 for British, -2 for being flipped. So I start off at -1. I can bring the home fleet down and add it into the assault. So that would be +2 for a tank, and I had an ultra and a free forces. So I could have been +6 -4, essentially, because I would have been 1, and then 5 more, and then -2. So I would have ended up at like +3 to -2, which is a fairly good chance of getting him retreated. And if I retreated him, then the Turk and the German would be in supply problems next turn. So that's why he had to do that. Okay, and then now I think we're doing supply. He supplies that German, supplies both Germans, and I think he supplied this Italian too in yeah. Okay, and then he supplies the guy up in Finland as well. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this guy should go up 1. He didn't go up 1. Anyway, the West did nothing. We're in the Soviet action subphase. So I went ahead and did a silly attack here against the Italians. I figured if I'm, I'm -1, his -2. If I get across, that's 3. If I attack him at 0 to -1 and kill him, that'd be 4, 5. And then I could go 6, 7 into Kaunas and make the German army have to come back and capture me. It failed miserably. So I attacked again just for kicks, but then I'm done. And then now I'm retreating. He goes back to sit in reserve. The guy that's sitting in the bend there says, "Excuse me, we're going to go hide back here." We were trying to figure. I was trying to count hexes on where he could get to, and I said, "Nah, I need to go farther." And then, yeah. So I went to there. We were talking about where I should go. Oh, what did I hit the diplomacy for? Come on. I think I waited until I could see where I would move everybody else. I put him back and moved this guy to there. This guy goes all the way up to Orel. This guy goes up to Kursk. I was trying to figure out where to put him. I said, I'm going to go behind Kharkov. I'm not going to try and hold it. So when I looked at that, then I said, okay, I have a very weak line. And then we're in the no supply phase. In the Russian no supply phase, he gets to remove this guy. Because he went to no supply this turn. And we're in replacements for the Axis. So he brings down 2 German airplanes and the Italian and the convoys and aircraft. I basically flipped over the Western Desert Force, brought down the aircraft, brought down the convoy, just so that I have something that's semi-threatening. It's not really threatening. Russians bring back their aircraft. And the reason why I left this aircraft here is because it screws him up for supply. If he walks through there, I get to fly away. If he tries to surround it, it's screwing up supply. It doesn't let him do strategic moves real easy. It's just an annoying thing that just leave it sit there and make him have to deal with it. We're in mobilization phase. The Soviets have 3 armies to build, so one goes into Bulagoya, one goes into Moscow, under the fort. Why is it not showing up? There we go. And I think I put the other one in Kursk. So like I said, very weak line. It's a little too close to the Germans for my comfort, but that's all I got. And we go into end of turn phase. And I think this is where we get our stuff on the card. And basically the Germans get a lot, and I got a couple Russian tanks back, but that was it. And we move into August. And so the Russians, although they have 5 armies to build, they only lost 4 will points. So I've lost 7 will points to armies. The rest of my will has been lost to captured cities. My will is down to 70 now. So we are getting there. And I don't know. He was talking about why didn't you spend a point just to try and push this guy? And I was like, oh, I didn't think about it. So I tend to not bother. Anyway, that's going to be the end of August. What are we doing? There we are. We're in the weather phase. We actually played 2 turns in a row, but I'm going to cut this video here because these fair weather turns are very long. So that was July of 1941 of the C.U.C.U campaign. Cripple UK, collapse USSR. He has crippled the UK. I'm down to 8 production points. And he's on his way to collapsing the USSR. As always, I'm Dren608. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Hit that like button so that algorithms in YouTube can keep this up for other people to find when they come looking. And until we meet again, stay safe and bye-bye.